Lots of people have never heard of this place, much less know how to pronounce its name.
Huachuca.
Huachuca.
Fort Huachuca.
To pronounce better, Huachuca. Huachuca.
But once you learn where it is, how to pronounce it, and about the 150 years of military history that exists right here, you'll understand why Fort Huachuca is such a great part of the Huachuca Mountains to hike in. First, I'm going to tell you about the history, and then I'll get to the hike. Camp Huachuca, as it was originally known, was established in 1877 as a frontier outpost during the Apache Wars. The location wasn't picked out of a hat. The mountains provided springs and creeks and cool canyons. And there's a clear view of the surrounding valleys from higher elevations. This view was critical because what's now Fort Huachuca was smack dab in the middle of lots of fighting during the westward expansion of the United States. People arrived in this area to mine and ranch. And Apaches, who had been here for hundreds of years, fought the newcomers, trying to preserve their way of life. Soldiers at Camp Huachuca and others like it patrolled the mountains and valleys, escorted travelers, protected settlements, and fought Apaches. Cochise and his band were some of the most well-known Apaches in this area. He negotiated a peace treaty in 1872 and died in 1874 in the Dragoon Mountains to the east. And then, in 1886, Geronimo surrendered. This, for the most part, was the end of the Apache Wars. As a result, most of the 50 garrisons in the Arizona Territory were closed, but not Fort Huachuca. It remained open, and black soldiers known as Buffalo Soldiers, who'd already been serving in segregated units fighting the Apaches, continued serving, including being a part of the 1916 expedition attempting to capture Pancho Villa in Mexico. Buffalo Soldier regiments continued to be stationed here until the early 1940s. Then, during World War II, more than 30,000 black soldiers, men and women, passed through this post on their way to service in every theater of the war. When the war ended, Fort Huachuca was closed down for a few years, until it was reactivated in 1950 as the training area that it still is now. These days, there's plenty of interesting work taking place on Fort Huachuca, but if you look closely, you can still see its history as an early army camp during the Apache Wars. And now, to jump forward 150 years, I'm driving up Huachuca Canyon for a hike to Huachuca Peak, the highest peak within Fort Huachuca's boundary. One of the requirements on Fort Huachuca is that you sign in at the military police station before you go hiking in any canyons. But clearly it's not a good idea to be filming inside of an MP station. So I'm going to put my camera away and head on in and sign in. And now it's off to the canyon. If you're late on your hike, you can definitely be locked into the canyon, which is one of the reasons for the sign-in roster. Hopefully my tire won't be flat when I get out of here. Today I'm in Huachuca Canyon. There's 3 miles of rocky, rough, rutted road to get up here. My Outback will make it up, but anything less than that would probably have trouble. You really need some extra traction, you need good tires, and you need a little bit of nerve to get up this road. As for the hike to the peak, there are 3 routes that start and stay on Fort Huachuca. From Garden Canyon, you can hike up the rocky McClure Canyon Road to the McClure Canyon Trail and then pick up the rest of the route to the peak. You can drive about 2 miles up the road you just saw, the very bumpety Huachuca Canyon Road, and hike the route along the lower Huachuca and Rock Spring Canyon trails. Or you can continue even farther up Huachuca Canyon Road to the Huachuca Canyon Trail, find the hidden trailhead sign, and follow the route to the peak. This is the route I'm taking today. There are trails on the west side of the Huachucas that will get you to Huachuca Peak, but you would have to cross the Forest Service boundary onto Fort Huachuca, which is illegal, and I don't recommend it. When I first started doing a lot of hiking in the Huachucas, one of the things I wanted to do was hike to Huachuca Peak. It took me 4 times before I found the Huachuca Canyon trailhead sign that takes you up towards Huachuca Peak. What you need to do at this fork is to take the left fork and head up the 2-track. After about 25 yards, you can see the sign set back on the right. After you find the trailhead sign, the route is relatively clear. This came down quite recently. Well, alrighty then. When you're sick and tired of a lot of elevation gain, you get to the Crest Trail sign. There used to be a sign right over here that said Huachuca Canyon and Huachuca Canyon Road, but the sign is gone. Eventually, you're going to get to this relatively cleared area, and you will see a water collector. And behind that water collector is Lyle Peak. It's not too long of a scramble up there, but it is relatively steep, and there's no view. The trail is definitely faint here and there. The trail is never easy to follow, but at this time of year, it's particularly grown over. When you reach a bunch of rocks, you'll feel like you're on the peak, but actually you have to thrash your way through some mountain mahogany, following a bit of a social trail, and then you'll be at the peak itself. Fortunately, it's not covered in thorns. That's just a hot mess. After taking a break and removing a shredded "Don't Tread on Me" flag left behind by someone who must have thought it was a good idea to attach it to a tree exposed to the elements at 8,400 feet, it was back the way I came, wondering along the way if the tire on my car had gone flat. The tire was fine, which made for a good end to a nice hike. So all in all, this hike was about 8.5 miles with 2,800 feet of elevation gain. That's a pretty good steep hike. I really hope you liked it. And I also hope you enjoyed learning about some of Fort Huachuca's history. There's a historic cemetery here on post too. It's well worth taking the time to visit to see it for yourself. There are restrictions on filming in an active military cemetery, so I didn't take video of what's there. But the rows and rows of headstones tell a moving story of military life from the 1800s until now. It's well worth taking the time to visit to see it for yourself. I really hope you liked this hike. If you're looking for other hikes like this one, click one of the links at the end of this video, and I think you'll find one that suits you. And I'll see you on the next hike.